National Insurance Clearinghouse, the marketing arm of Brokers Alliance, presents a Bravo video event, the Business Insurance Zone, dedicated to financial professionals who use insurance in their practice.
And on today's show, the Turnkey Referral Generation System with Professor Rodney Balance.
And now the host of the Business Insurance Zone, the whiz of the biz, insurance columnist Steve Savant.
Well, welcome everyone to the Business Insurance Zone. We're broadcasting live to a national network of financial professionals right here in Fountain Hills, Arizona, home of America's largest fountain. And with me today, my special guest, and day 3, by the way, I have to say, Professor Rodney Balance from the Mid-Atlantic Christian University, who teaches personal finance. Welcome to the show again, Rodney.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Day 3, how you handling it?
I'm loving it. Love to be here with you.
Well, appreciate that, and we really appreciate you because we have an academic star in our midst today in the house. We have somebody that actually teaches personal finance, something I never got in college. I don't know about you guys. I got econ, I got math, but I didn't get personal finance. Didn't even know how to do my checkbook. But more than that, what he's done is put together, in my view, a unique program. It's actually a referral generation system. If you've missed the Monday and Tuesday show, really, maybe you should pause, go back out to www.brokersalliance.com, go to our homepage, you'll see the big red button on the right side. It's our archive video. Just press on it and look for the Monday show and the Tuesday show so you can understand kind of what we're talking about, because we're building upon it, about this referral program, which we believe is going to be huge for your practice. And the reason we're introducing it in January, Rodney, simply is to get everybody a major league jump start. And when you see the price tag for this, I think you're going to agree, this is probably bang for the buck, the best economic value. And as we've made a distinction in the first 2 shows, we're not talking about lead generation, we're talking about a referral program.
Big difference. People
that have actually, that Rodney's organization called the Financial Leadership Academy, they've actually done this. They've touched this already, and they're handing you people that actually want to meet with you.
They actually want to make a change.
Well,
they're contacting you to do something different.
They're motivated.
Yeah, exactly.
They're motivated. Well, you know, we've been talking about the program. I want to talk a little bit about some of the program ideas. And, you know, you said, well, we want you to be into it. It's usually $299.95 a month. But for the first 60 days, any of our Broker Alliance agents, or if you're new to Brokers Alliance, we'll let you go ahead and do the same thing. Sign up with us, sign our contracts, and we'll give it to you for $169.95. We recommend that you got to be into it for 2 months to get the ramp-up time up, and you'll be able to get all the supplies, the materials, everything we've been talking about Monday, Tuesday, today's show at www.brokersalliance.com/Rodney Balance, BALLANCE. So that's balance with 2 L's. Now, when we're talking about this program, you were telling me that a person that commits to this has to do 1 event a month.
Well, that's in the contract. We guarantee these folks, these advisors, 12 months of exclusive contract, of exclusive licensing rights to our equipment or our materials in that geographic area.
That zip code.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, in that series of zip codes.
Yeah, there's be more than one. Right.
It's all based on population. So we want to make sure we give you access to enough people to make you truly and extremely successful in your program. But what we also expect is you use it. Well, it doesn't do any good at all to have probably the greatest referral system ever created sitting on your desk gathering dust. It helps us, and maybe you're spending a little bit of money with us, but that's not what this is about. This program is about promoting financial literacy. Can you imagine not being able to read? No. And trying to figure out your daughter wants, a little girl wants a bedtime story at night, and she brings you a book and you can't read it? Well, what about when your child wants to know about how can I be financially successful and you can't tell them? It's just as bad. If these people don't understand, if the public does not understand how financial tools work, they can't make them work for them, and they certainly can't educate their children how to make them work for them. And if we're ever going to bring our nation out of a problem that we're seeing financially, then somewhere along the line, the next generation has to know more about finance than what the last one did.
Yeah, well, think about that. I mean, what personal professor in any university is teaching personal finance would ever use the model of the United States right now for their finance? I mean, think about it.
Well, unless it's what not to do.
Yeah, I guess that would be, I'll just do counterintuitively to whatever the government does, I'm doing the opposite, right? Yeah. Well, and I don't want to get into that today. That'll be another show. I want to talk about, you in what need for 5-part DVD series, which again, you go right out to our site on the landing page, www.brokersalliance.com/Rodney Balance. That's balance with 2 L's. Go out and pull down all 5 DVD videos, including his book, The Love of Money. I just want to keep doing that song, all for the love of money. The Love of Money, and your new ebook, the first release of the chapter, which is called
The 7 Indisputable Laws of Financial Leadership.
Boy, and you know, I'm a sucker for big adjectives, so if they're truly indisputable, we'll have to see how it goes when you get it out on the web. Talk about, on one of these DVDs, you talk about mortgage myths and debt deceptions. Deceptions. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we mentioned that on I think yesterday's show.
Yeah.
We talked about mortgage myths and debt deceptions, and I brought up the fact that so many of these entertainers want you to always think you've got to have a 15-year mortgage, never get a 30-year mortgage. This is just one debt deception. And we talked about how it's usually 40% commitment, more obligation, more out of your pocket to the bank or mortgage company every month. And we teach people how to rethink that and how to create what I call, in my book, an alternate equity fund, using something like a permanent life insurance policy as a place where they store their equity instead of some unknown vault at a bank, where they have control over it. You put it in your life insurance policy and let it grow by interest, dividends, or however your policy is growing. Then you have access to and control over it. Remember, the 7 indisputable laws of financial leadership. Number 1 is access to your money. Now, when I'm teaching people this through this 5-part DVD series, and we're talking about myths like this, and also myths such as the one from Australia, where people get a HELOC and they pay X number of payments on the HELOC. They assign all of their paychecks to go to this company managing their HELOC and then sending large group sums to their mortgage to pay it down quickly. All of these things are debunked mathematically on these DVD programs. So when people are hearing all these sales techniques and how to get access to these people's money, we're telling them how to avoid these things. We're educating them on how these things really don't work for the people, they work for the companies that are selling them to them.
Well, I really think that this is, when we think about we have a very good field force with Brokers Alliance producers and their veterans. But I'm surprised at a lot of the things that actually the professor talks about that are really underpinning issues that really we need to be kind of reminded. I mean, sometimes we forget. We're so into the technical aspects sometimes we forget the basic foundational issues. So the myth-busting issues, again, it's all in the 5-part DVD series, and you can get that on the landing page. Again, we'll talk about that before the end of the show. Right. Now, when we're talking about making money work, most of us in the financial community, we think we're pretty hip to that. We know how to make money work for us. Do you think we're literate?
Well, I think my colleagues to which we're speaking today, I believe that we're probably the brightest minds on the earth about how to make financial tools work.
Nice sell.
Now, having said that, can we always learn just a little bit more?
Well, sure.
Absolutely. So the day we stop learning is the day we start dying. So let's just continue our learning process. And while we're learning, Winston Churchill once said, if a man has knowledge, allow others to light their candles with it. All I'm doing is saying, guys, come light your candle, and then take your candle and light it out through your community, utilizing these associations, these nonprofit groups, these churches, to bring people to your candle. All right. Now, that's what this system's all about. Is we want to make sure that these people have the education, the knowledge, the understanding of these financial tools, and we want them to bring their financial information systematically put together to you so that you can design that financial plan for each one of these families who come from our program, from whom I refer to you.
Well, I like the ability to let money work for me. I don't want to be working for my money. I want it to work for me.
That's it.
And I think that's a mantra that we've kind of forgotten over the years. On that DVD, when you talk about these and you break out these concepts, they sound to me so simple and rudimentary. We should know this, right? Yeah. But I'm amazed at the agents who look at this stuff and read it and say, it really reinvigorated my thinking. It brought me back to the foundational underpinnings, and it really helped my sales process.
Oh, man. I had a sales, one of our ambassadors from Washington State contact me a few weeks ago. He says, he was new to our program. He'd watched the DVDs we sent to him, and he said, I have spent weeks trying to educate people and explain to them the very things you're telling them, but they have a hesitation to listen to me because I'm the one trying to sell them the product. So he says, you explaining it to them with nothing to gain whatsoever helps them put it in a different perspective so that when they come to me, they already understand. I don't have to, so I'm not spending weeks trying to educate people. I'm spending a few minutes filling out an application.
Well, that's the beauty of this referral program, and a lot of you guys know I'm about as straight as it goes. I'm as objective as it gets. And there's no kickback issues on money issues back to the organization. We're just putting it out. It's pure and simple as a great referral program. You're under our contract. You're still producing for us. All those things. You're just getting help, and I mean serious help with a referral system.
Now, you have done one thing, monetarily speaking. You have negotiated a reduced rate for these guys.
Yeah, and let's talk about it. For entry into this program, it's usually $299.95 per month, and it's a month-to-month contract. It's like you're in blood for
well, we do sign a 12-month contract guaranteeing that we will secure your licensing rights to that geographic area for 12 months. And we anticipate you're going to be with us for more than 12 months. And then it's a auto-renew type thing after that 12 months, unless there's some issues we need to address. But for 12 months, we guarantee you those licensing rights to that territory. Now, all we expect back in return is you conduct at least one of these programs per month in your area. Now, what good, like I said a while ago, it doesn't do any good to purchase even the greatest system on earth and let it sit on your desk and gather dust.
No, but and then again, remember, $169.95 for the first 2 months if you come through us, because then we'll identify as a Brokers Alliance agent, a producer, and we'll be able to pass that on. You need 60 days to ramp this up.
Yeah, and then even that, Steve, I hate to interrupt, but you've given them another 10% discount on the regular monthly fee, so then it's only $269.95 instead of the $299. So we price this thing so that the commissions on one policy or annuity basically could pay for your whole year's worth of licensing fees. If you generate one new piece of business out of this, your whole year's worth of licensing fees are paid for. So if you do that, let's say once a month, then you've multiplied your opportunity by 12. If you do it 3 times a month, in essence, you could make another $130,000 a year on top of what you made last year just by implementing this system in your practice.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. We're always looking for a sales track or a marketing track to run on. And this is one of those things, especially at the front end of the new year. This is what I like about New Year's, talking about stuff like this, because I can get ahead of the curve immediately and get my prospecting and my referrals happening already in the pipeline. And this is a natural way to do it. And the professor does everything for you. It's turnkey, all the materials, the DVD, all the books, the support, everything that you need is all there. Are you willing to do at least one a month? I mean, hopefully you really want to get into it, but can you commit to that and say, I'm pushing this for 60 days so that I can sell and put together a package that'll really help people. Remember, right now, after the debauchery of everything that's happened in the market, people are so hungry for financial education and training, and why shouldn't it be you that introduces it to them? Well, listen, you've been listening to the Business Insurance Zone, the talk show that focuses on insurance in your practice. You can email me at my email address at thebiz@brokersalliance.com or call me 1-800-290-7226, extension 147. Rodney and I will be right back after a word from our premier sponsor. Hey, it's our company, Brokers Alliance.
Whether you're a professional planner pursuing a strategic partner or an insurance distributor seeking a national alliance, your business just went into overdrive. Now enter the largest resource of insurance products and services with unparalleled access to a worldwide audience of consumers through the National Insurance Clearinghouse, the marketing arm of Brokers Alliance, who can take your company and launch it into the stratosphere of success. With countermeasures, the most comprehensive carrier intel in the industry, the MASH unit with field triage underwriting and the premium tolerance test, the life insurance financial evaluation, the most rigorous policy review, and Bravo high-definition broadcasting with online social media. Your search just ended.
Well, welcome back to the Business Insurance Zone. I'm Steve Savant, your host, insurance color commentator. Oh my gosh, interviewer extraordinaire. And remember, before moving forward with any of the things you hear on this show, whether they're strategies or tactics, always talk to your CPA, your attorney, or your broker-dealer compliance department. You can call me toll-free 1-800-290-7226, extension 147, for any of your quotes or questions you may have on life insurance, annuities, long-term care, DI, and, of course, group pension plans. Hey, it's not what I know, it's who I know, and that's why I have Rodney on, Professor Rodney Balance, I might add. Professor, and I really appreciate you being here because 20-year veteran in the business. You were number one with your company in sales because you started instituting the things you actually believe. You teach personal finance at the accredited Mid-Atlantic Christian University. So, I mean, you have the kind of pedigree to speak on this with authority on education and training, and you've packaged it, you've made it a turnkey, and I like it because everything we're talking about, you can go out to our site, www.brokersalliance.com/Rodney Balance, and that's balance with 2 L's. You can go out to his site and see all this, and it's really interesting because I love that webinar that's out there.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of gives you a kind of dip your toe into it. Hey, do I really want to get into it or not? Watch the webinar out on that site. Say, bam, that's something I've been looking for. The vast majority of attendees who watch that, about 70-80% of these guys sign up when they see it.
Right away. I mean, in the first 10 minutes when we did the webinar, we get the bulk of people signing up because once they see what we're doing, they hear the excitement, and they hear what others are experiencing. They want to make sure they lock in their geographic area right away because they know that if they don't, their opponent or their competition across the street is going to.
Well, when you talk about, achieving, everybody wants to achieve their financial dreams. I mean, I do.
Sure.
You do. Our producers do. And the clients that we deal with, that's our number one mantra. I mean, our heart is for our clients. We want to see them successful. We want to see them fulfill their dreams. Call it what you want. Fulfilling dreams in America is an issue that costs money.
Absolutely.
And so what we want to do is position you in the best way possible. And this turnkey system, a referral generation system, is an excellent way to do that. Talk a little bit about that, though. Achieving financial dreams. I mean, we all dream about it. I want to go from dream to practical application.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the title of the last of the 5-part DVD series. The number 5 segment of that session is Achieving Your Financial Dreams. People see that and they think, well, how could I ever achieve my financial dreams? Well, if you've watched the first 4 segments, you'll understand. But the thing that we explain to them in that last session is the most important part of achieving your financial dreams is making sure you've got a guide who has been there and can help you get there. Because without that financial professional who we have talked about throughout the last 4 sessions, then your dreams are nothing but dreams. But when we write those down and we communicate them effectively with someone who can put all the pieces in place, provide the transportation vehicle or mechanism, if you will, then we are truly going to live the dream and not just live with the dream.
Well, I would say that not only this is it's a pure referral system built on the institutions that you're communicating with. Those leads come from, those referrals come from those institutions, whether it's YMCA, Lions Club, Rotary Club, church, synagogue, whatever and you've been to so many of these already. It not only is generated from that, but I'm thinking about this has got to generate, once you have a client, they're going to refer you.
Absolutely.
I mean, this has got to have double duty to it.
Oh, absolutely. Referrals, the only thing better than a referral is a referral from a referral.
Exactly.
And so if you get a large percentage of your new business because of our program, which is all referrals, and then they start telling others in your community about, hey, have you talked to so-and-so? Well, so-and-so is my portal to the financial world, just like Dr. So-and-so is my portal to the medical world. People will start coming to you. The perceived value of agents who use our system is so much higher than the standard perceived value of our industry. It's beyond comprehension. It's just unbelievable.
Well, what I appreciate, again, as I said at the beginning of the show, you were number 1 producer. You've been a professor teaching at an accredited college on personal finance, which is, in my view, unheard of. And the bigger issue is you actually know how to increase an agent base by 6 figures just by using this program.
Oh yes, it's proven. The first year I used this in my personal business, it was the year I became number 1 in our company for life sales, plain and simple.
And you still sell.
I still take a few clients a year, but the guys who worked with me, because I couldn't handle all this, I built a team of agents who worked with me. We did commission splits. All of these guys went from mediocre production to MDRT level. All of them, 100% of the guys who helped me. That wasn't because they all of a sudden knew more than they did before they started. It was because we put more people in front of them to implement the tools that they had at their disposal.
I love the interest because you were on CBN, which is the Christian Broadcast Network. That was a huge show for you because that, not so much that it put you on the map, but it put you on the television map because you're already on the internet. And of course, Rodney and I are one of our big blogosphere article writing we both do for Producers Web. No little shameless plug there for them. But we that's how I met him out there. He's well read. He's always a top 5 article reading. I mean, the guy knows what he's talking about. When you think about these things, and we'll also be doing a project for an interview for the Trust Project. You want to check that out as well. But when you think about this, I'm looking at things that, wow, I have a guy here that's same as I am, but he's already cracked the code. It is an elite system. It's a referral system. And when I look at the numbers here, because even if you laid out completely, you're looking at probably all in with the discount between somewhere around $3,300, $3,600 somewhere in that vicinity for the whole year to be licensed with them and have your own proprietary region collection of zip codes. It's a pretty huge idea because it only takes one decent case to pay for this. And if we couldn't get behind it, we wouldn't get behind it. If we didn't think it had the kind of delivery for our producers, we wouldn't do it and put it on the show. So when I think about this, think about the multiplication of new clients. I mean, this is the name of the game, referrals begetting referrals. We all talk about it, but this is one of those systems that actually has internal DNA to get this done.
That's right.
I mean, I like the intrinsic value of a referral actually begetting another referral.
That's right. There's three levels of achievement in life. You've got survival, which all of us have experienced probably longer than we want to admit, right? And then you've got success, which is that point where you've achieved some things in your life to make your life easier. Then we have significance. The level of significance is when you help others make their life easier. And then you help them receive success in their life. Well, I want to build a team or expand our team of ambassadors, financial professionals who are willing and want to move from that level of survival or success into a level of significance so that you're, as Winston Churchill said, you're allowing others to light their candle with your knowledge. And then, my friends, when you realize that level of significance and people are duplicating what they're learning from you or because of you, you will be well known. You will become, in your community, the financial expert that everyone seeks out. And your recruiting efforts, when you're building your team, every new agent, every existing agent will want to be a part of your team because of the people that you have access to and the ability to draw them in. That's
really important because if you have a downline in an agency, you can put associate ambassadors under your own contract and let them help you because you're going to need some help on this, especially if you're really going to be diligent, and I say do it, on this doing actual events because you'll need helpers and things like that nature. If you have a downline, if you have an agency, this is an excellent opportunity to give kind of a shot in the arm right away at the beginning of the year.
It's huge. And the associate ambassador agreement is only $127.95 a month. It's fixed. It's not going to change. But they have to work under a licensed ambassador only within the geographic territory of that ambassador. Now, you can send them out there. Their sole purpose, we've got guys who have hired pastors who make little bits of money to go out and be their spokesperson for the program. They go out and they place it in churches all over the place. And so these guys are sitting in their office writing applications from the people who are coming from the events, and they've got people working for them planning and setting new events. And then we, as an organization, we send all the marketing materials to the YMCA, the Lions Club, the Rotary, the churches, whoever's hosting the event. We send all that stuff out to them so they can spread the word at no additional cost to our ambassadors.
Well, I like that because it's a really good agency building tactic.
Absolutely.
That you can expand your practice and have support for yourself. And I like the idea. I never thought about, I have to say, it's kind of a new thought on my part, pastors in my producer force, right?
Hey, who better to talk to a pastor than another pastor?
I'm taken back by that because I'm thinking like, guys with little shepherd sticks, walking around in my producer. I guess I have the wrong end. I'm trying to always look at the ability of, we sell, especially at Brokers Alliance, we sell guaranteed and insured products that really are now hot because of the meltdown in last August 2010, because of everything we went through in 2008 and 9. I see people not only so hungry for what you're talking about on the educational and training issue, but they're really hungry for the products that we sell.
Oh, man.
And, your teaching dovetails into we're not in conflict.
Steve, I am telling people.
Philosophically.
I'm telling people on the radio, on television, on DVDs that I'm doing, all over the internet, in publications I write, and in these educational programs, we are about to experience the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind. As money moves from equities to fixed products and to guaranteed income products. Is your business ready to take advantage of that? If not, this is the program for you.
Well, I want to take advantage of programs that actually can bring money to the table. We're dedicated, Brokers Alliance, to really putting our producers in the front of clients with different tactics, social media. We're all over the net. We help our guys tweet, blog. We'll bring them in to do videos. I mean, we do a lot of things to support them from a marketing point of view. Here we have a referral program. Again, go out to our landing page on this specific issue of this program, www.brokersalliance.com/Rodney Balance, and that's balance with 2 L's. Out there will be the webinar, the 5 DVD set, all the support material, and I think there's a couple of, maybe we can get some third-party agents, say, hey, well, I've been doing this now. It's really been helpful. And think about the zip codes. We talked about this 2 shows back. We have all these people in Kentucky. I have to go to my database to see if I can get some agents to play because they're short on producers. Wow, I love that. How about that? I'm short producers in a certain geographic location for this referral program.
In every state.
In every state, but that one big. Listen, you can view and download this show and all our shows in our wonderful 1080p video on our on-demand section right on our homepage at Brokers Alliance, www.brokersalliance.com, and all our social networks, YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'm Steve Savant. You've been listening to the Business Insurance Zone. That's the buzz on the biz for today. Get in the zone, the Business Insurance Zone.
This has been a Bravo video event of the National Insurance Clearinghouse, the marketing arm of Brokers Alliance, one of the largest distributors of insurance products and services, to a nationwide network of insurance professionals. Need insurance guidance? Call Brokers Alliance. The Business Insurance Zone, dedicated to financial professionals who use insurance in their practice.